Welcome back, guys. You guys are here for the second round matchup between U4 and 5alive here on e-rev TV for the CG Proving Grounds tournament. Before we get too far underway, I'm going to introduce my co-caster for the night. You guys know him, you love him. I've been doing a lot of work here for e-rev lately. Check out his blog as well. Ted saying, Audie, what's going on, man?
Not much. Cliff Lee signed with the Phillies and did not sign with the Yankees, so Philadelphia is happy and Boston is happy. New York, not so much.
Hallelujah.
So I am good.
Right, good to know. And a little bit later on here, once we get some teams laid out for you guys here, Ibex is going to be on the show again. To give us a rundown on his Preds and that kind of thing like he did the other night. So make sure you guys check out e-rev TV for Preds, for all your upcoming Call of Duty Black Ops tournaments and all that kinds of things. Got some cool stuff going on. And so first and foremost, we are here on Cracked. If you guys are just joining this tournament, first game is going to be CTF, second game is still going to be Domination, correct, Ed?
That is correct, and then we'll see Demolition if we actually get there. So it should be fun.
Alrighty, so I'll tell you what, Ibex, let's get this one over with. We're on the pistol round here before they get their sides picked and whatnot. 5alive U4, some controversy here going either way, you know, radar glitching. You know, these teams have met more consistently than any other teams left in this tournament, or pretty much more than any other teams playing Black Ops competitively right now. So,
yeah.
What's your breakdown on these guys?
You know, I like U4. They're a pretty good team. I see them taking this one pretty easy, especially because they were up in ESL, up over 5alive, and then they were kind of robbed of that match, and 5alive, well, people found out they were actually using an exploit to get the advantage over U4, but they stole back from U4, so I think U4 is going to be coming at them looking for some sweet revenge tonight.
All right, what's you got a player of the match for me here? Who's your pick?
I think Melkor. I think we'll see Melkor really step it up tonight for his team. He did it last match against my team J4F, and I think we'll see him step up tonight for his team.
All right, there you guys have it. Ibex, thanks for stopping by, man, giving us a breakdown there on the Preds on e-rev TV. Make sure you guys check those out weekly, as he's doing some great work, and I kind of stumble through my Preds as I've been into the CS scene a little bit here, doing some stuff for Alienware Arena. Speaking of which, make sure you guys check out that NVIDIA launch tournament from Alienware Arena. That'll be good for Black Ops. So, Ted, you got any predictions here, man, between these two teams? What do you think's going to happen here?
Well, you know, one thing that I think Ibex mentioned was U4 and the chemistry that they have together. I see them scrimming a lot, but also I know it's been mentioned, I forget whether it was in your Preds or in Fear's Preds on COD Source, is that 5alive kind of retooled their team after the National ESL tournament, as Zim gets 2 early frags right there, and you know, they're just still trying to put things together. It looks like 5alive does have the flag. I'm going to try and scroll around to the flag carrier, and that is Zim actually, and he's running with the flag now. Looks like he's got a clear basis. He has this Marathon Pro perk, and I was just mentioning this yesterday, that if you have the Marathon Pro perk, this will pay dividends, as it looks like he has his face in the ground and will get this cap off here, Wansum. But yes, the Marathon Pro perk is going to play big time here, Wansum, with this map being so large.
Yeah, without a doubt, and you know, this map actually reminds me. I don't know. I mean, of course, you guys will remember if you played Call of Duty 4, but you know, you didn't actually see the map whatsoever in competitive play. This map actually reminds me a lot of Convoy. For those of you that remember that map when the game first came out, so there's just all kinds of buildings, all kinds of places to hide, and plenty of flag running routes here. So let's take a look here and see how these guys are going to be set up on defense. Looks like they're still going to be playing a one anchor here on both sides. Anchor for this U4 team is going to be Melkor, so he has the opportunity to rack up some frags here playing at spawn. Let's see if I can try and find who's playing the anchor spot here from 5alive, as we have a flurry of kills coming out from them, and looks like we'll have another flag run here. Let's find that for you guys. A flag runner is going to be Torque here. He's hanging out in these mid buildings. Kill streak, or not kill streak, kill advantage is for the U4 team right now. So we'll see if this 5alive squad can get some people spawned back up to give him a clear escort, as he's going to get shot in the back there by Siege, and we are reset here. So there's going to be a lot of instances here where I think we see, you know, maybe teams get that flag, get out into that mid area, and then the kill count starts to change sides here, Ted. So we could see, you know, pretty low scoring game here, really.
Yeah, we saw that what's it called yesterday in the match that we cast, and one of the things that we saw yesterday and what we just saw right there is flag carriers kind of waiting to get that man advantage before traversing that mid, because even with the Marathon Pro perk, there's just so many places that the team can be to try and cut you down. So you have to be really careful before you just walk out blindly in the middle of the open. And you see both teams committing a lot of players to holding this mid as Hill pushes in and is able to take out Static there. As it looks like U4 is going to try and make a little more aggressive push towards 5alive's flag. And it looks like 5alive does have the flag, and I'm trying to scroll over, and that would be Zim. And Zim is going to make his way towards the back of his flag base, and it looks like he will get this down again as he is flashed, but no matter, is able to get the flag down. Absolutely fantastic route here by Zim. 5alive doing really good work here, and Wansum, as they are up 2-0 very early.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't have a chance to cast this map. You and Anger did one last night. You mentioned sort of side choice here is a big deal. Which side's going to be the heavy scoring side here on this cracked map?
Well, it's actually turning out to be opposite of what it is. Last night we saw the SOG side when it's I can't even remember the teams we casted last night, but it was very low scoring for the team on SOG because pardon me. Yeah, Hubris. Thank you. The SOG side is so easy to defend with the buildings standing outside of their flag, as it looks like we actually do have a lag out here. As I scroll around, I just saw someone lagging out, and that would be Melkor. Big Joe Melkor is 999, so this will certainly not do good for the U4 team. And once, pardon me, this just brings back horrible memories of the national ESL event.
Smitty and Melkor are both flagged out, so. We've got two 999s, I should say, for this U4 team. So it looks like Smitty's going to come back in. Melkor's still out, 4v5. Tell you what, if they're not going to do a timeout, we're going to do some War Room. Let's go take a look at the U4 War Room, see what's going on there. I don't see any timeouts called. If we see a timeout, we'll come back. But for now, Bobcat, let's go see what's going on. Check out the War Room at U4.
Highway, red.
Yeah, hobo. Bunker. Top red.
Two.
Do you guys want a dead round or a timeout or whatever at half?
Well, you can't time out. You can't dead round. There's no such thing.
Top middle. Me too.
All right, we'll come back to live action here, as I'm sure there's probably a little bit of rage, or at least some upset players there. As it's never fun to play 5v4, especially with these two teams. This, like you said, Ted, some flashbacks here of just constant lag outs, all kinds of just weird stuff going on when these two teams play each other.
Yeah, I'm not sure, what's going on here. I'm sure, somebody out there in the community watching this on the forums are good, I'm sure somebody out there has already started flaming. Oh, they're packeting him or something.
Right.
I'm sure I'm sure that it's already gone out, but this is just really odd here, as U4 is probably right now just going to stick all their guys on defense, or at least I think they would try to stick all their guys on defense, as 5alive does get the flag reset and does have the flag right now, and it looks like they are going to try and get this cap. But I would think U4 would try to stick their guys on defense, being down a man, and just try and milk it until he comes back, and maybe, hopefully, try and get this tied up again in the next half.
This is one of those things that we should talk about as far as the needs for mods. Man, timeouts would be really nice, but how do we play timeouts in a timed half? Rather than like S&D where we played, rounds. Could we use a timeout format in CTF? I mean, how would that work?
I think it could work, but there would have to be some way for the game to basically save that clock time and then be able to reset it again. You basically call the timeout, it would sit there, and then somehow you would basically reset the round and reset the time of that round to whatever time was remaining on the clock. I'm not a modder, so I can't say exactly, this is how it would be coded or anything.
Right.
But that's how I think it would work, as it looks like this half will be coming to an end, and Wansome, we still have no sign of Melkor here.
Yeah, not so much. So I mean, I don't mean to to be a whiny caster or anything like that, but I really hope this isn't a super long delay to get somebody back in here, as it kind of kills the. Oh, Melkor is reconnecting, ladies and gentlemen, with 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second left in the half, as he's not going to make it in time. So good half, 3-0 right here for the NVA. That's 5 alive, and we were here on Cracked, first map of the second round matchup of U4 versus 5 alive. These teams met, let's see, once, twice. I think this is their third meeting.
Yeah,
and,
something like that.
Yeah, it's up there, considering we've only had 2 tournaments here in Black Ops currently. So we'll see if and we should talk about the roster switch ups going on here at 5 Alive. Some new names on the field here, and they're still kicking it a little bit here. And join a team here, as I totally forgot what was going on there. I couldn't figure out why my spectator was broken. I was like, oh, game crash.
Yeah, that thing.
So 3-0 saying side switched up here. Now I would say U4 is a pretty dominant team in CTF. Okay, from casting them and just from their player base. So if they fall on the CTF side, how do they stack up on domination against this team?
Well, domination on the next map is all about controlling the mid, and I think they can do that very well. It's all about teamwork and coordination. Same thing like CTF. So I think they'll be okay there, as Melkor is able to get that flag back. What they really need to do is be aggressive here. They're already down 3-0. So they really have in essence nothing to lose. They spent pretty much all of last half down a man, 4v5. They're already down 3-0. They need at least 3 caps to tie this thing, and I really don't see them pushing the limit here, trying to go very hard on the offensive side here. Wansome.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but like they need to play towards mid. Really, is the amount of it. As the kill count's going to go hugely in U4's favor here. As no flag's going to be picked up yet, but that was a 4-1 situation there. As that can actually lead to, I hate to use sports as a reference for esports. I understand they're related, but for lack of a better term, it's field position in CTF. That's the way that these kill counts work. You get field position, you get map position, you get the kill counts, and you get to move towards the middle of the map, move towards the other side of the map, your opponent's side of the map, and that's really where these momentum shifts come from. So we'll take a look here at the e-rev scoreboard rundown. On top of this U4 team is going to be Hill with 15 and 21 for his team. No caps, no returns. Banling, who we're not entirely sure who that is, Baneling, is going to be 15 and 18. No caps, no returns. 13 and 11 there from Smitty. Siege 8 and 6, and a 3 and 1 from Melkor. Of course, he was DC'd. Ibex has predicted him to be player of the match, so we'll see how that affects it. Getting DC'd there on the other side of the spectrum here for this 5 Alive team. Zim, a newcomer here, I believe, is going to be 15 and 14 with 2 captures. Below him will be Static with that 1 capture, 14 kills, 11 deaths, 12s coming from Nicholas and Torque. Death with an 11, and this kill count's pretty skewed right now. Even though Melkor disconnected, definitely a big variance there from that U4 team.
Yeah, 5 Alive doing a lot of good work, as I'm following him behind Torque, and he's got a guy behind him who I don't know who is right now, and they're going to make a strong push right now towards U4's flag, and I don't think there's anyone there, as Siege is taken down, and U4 Zim and Torque. Torque has the flag, Zim right behind him, escorting him. It looks like they do have the Marathon Pro perk. They are going to run all the way across this side, as it looks like Torque is going to hide in this corner here, wait for his teammate to clear it up as Death comes in with 2 frags, and this will surely lead to a 5 Alive cap, as Melkor is trying to get some work done. Zim, though, able to clean Schmitty up. So again here, Torque going to get this flag captured, and 5 Alive up 4-0 here. And I hate to say this here, Wansome, but I think we touched on this in an earlier broadcast. Maybe something like of a mercy rule here, where okay, we've had enough.
Right.
Let's move on to the next one here.
Yeah, and I say that not only from Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It gets boring casting a route, but there's always that chance for that excellent comeback. But when you get into CTF and you have 5 people playing defense, that's not necessarily the case. But it looks like we might have a cap here, as I think Hill is going to be running that flag. Melkor playing guard for him right now, and it looks like this will be a cap for this U4 team. He's going to jump across and cap that. So 1 to 4 here. We've got about, let's see here, 3.5 minutes left on the clock. So it ain't over until it's over, but let's see if this 5alive team sort of sits back and just plays 3 or 4 people around their flag, getting that anchor position down. As looks like they are actually going to still push up, play mid, and I think this is a smart play by them in the sense that if you control mid, you control the map. So if they could stay alive and keep the kill counts at least even, they'll have a chance to control here on Cracked. But if you're in this situation for U4, I mean, what are you thinking here, Ted? Is it just are you pulling the goalie here?
I'm pulling the goalie if I even want to get this done. They played half this match 4v5, down 3
Right.
caps. I would have I would have in essence pulled the goalie at the start of this half. Three caps on their side is really hard to do, as it looks like 5alive gets another cap in. I didn't even see who it was who brought that cap in. So I mean, they're down right now 5-1. Pull the goalie, call the good games, do whatever you want to do here, but I don't really think it's going to make much of a difference.
So it looks like we will be headed. What's the next map? I actually didn't have a chance to look here. Do you know?
It's the snow one. I honestly
Summit.
cannot remember it.
Maybe Summit?
No.
Summit.
I want to say radiation.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll be going to some not demolition here, domination.
Domination.
I'm actually hoping to see demolition. To be honest with you, I would like to see 3 maps just for the sheer fact that I want to see demolition played. Haven't really got an opportunity to do that yet. So, what are your thoughts on that game type here as this one winds down? Again, probably going to be a pretty easy victory here for this 5alive team.
Yeah, I have not scrimmed it a lot myself. I have not seen it scrimmed a lot myself. I was reading the TZ forums after the round 2 matches, and I think it was Pure and VVV went to demolition, and I heard some pretty good things about it, and some other really good reviews and opinions on demolition being played competitively. They said it was really intense, came right down to the wire. So I'm excited to see if we could get there. That would be really cool. I think it could definitely work. It's just one of those things we have to see more of once.
Yeah, and it's I wouldn't say it's being the left out game type, so to speak, as Search and Destroy is getting some love from this Modern Warfare 2 tournaments. So make sure you guys check them out, as again, they're doing a lot of SD work over there. So if you guys are SD fans, as we're gonna have another cap here from this 5alive squad. So this moves to let's see, 6 to I think it's 6-1 now, is it not? Yeah, 6-1 here.
Yep.
On Cracked, favor of 5alive. Demolition to me is the most interesting game type that's not getting a whole lot of talking about right now. As I come from the Medal of Honor series, for those of that you remember Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, that kind of thing, that was actually kind of the way their Search and Destroy worked, was the demolition game type of multiple bomb sites, but you just had like a 20-minute timer. Now, I'm not saying we should play 20-minute halves or anything like that, but I think it brings an interesting element, especially for the spectators, man. Dude, that would be so much fun to cast, a bomb down at A, defuse, bomb planted down at B. That's awesome stuff. So I would really like to see that game type, get some love there, as that's going to be a fast action game type, and interesting to bring in a respawn / S&D type game type. So hopefully that gets some love. I would love to know what you guys think about that, if you guys have played that throughout this tournament. As this one's going to go down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll be going to this second map. So now let's see, we've split this one, I think, so they've met 3 times. 5alive has won 2 of the maps. Hill and his U4 team have won 1 of the maps, so we're going to the 4th map. What do you think we're going to see here as far as maybe a tiebreak?
It's going to be really interesting because we're going to see domination, and I don't know if you've had the chance to watch the VOD of our cast yesterday, and it was pretty intense between Hubris and R Sports. And the big difference, what we saw between the 2 teams, was controlling that B flag in the middle, and then Hubris was able to actually hold down all 3 flag points for an extended period of time, and that was able to propel them far enough ahead in points to eventually beat our sports. So I think we're going to have to keep an eye out on B. There's going to be a lot of action around there, and then to see if any of these teams are actually going to try and get all three flag points held down at once, because that really gives you a large point boost.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's sort of hard to call. I know you and Anger did a fantastic job. I did get a chance to watch that. The first time I casted it with Anger, I was a little bit flustered, as far as there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's one of those things where rather than outright teamwork, it's really just more about map control, in the sense that you can have one guy running around, just if he gets one kill, then I mean he could take that. That point. So it's hard to keep track of everything. I'll do my best, as Ted's got some more experience here. I'll let him take the helm on what's going down strategy-wise. And yeah, exactly. Hey, man, early on here in these games, that means a lot. So let's see. Yeah. We've got to do pistols here. So if you guys are just joining us here, second map. First map went to 5alive, 6-1 CTF victory there for 5alive. So we are here in second map domination. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. So, pistols out, round underway. Of these teams you've had the opportunity to cast thus far, as you've been doing all kinds of awesome stuff for us here, Ted. Who's surprised you here? Who's a mover and shaker here, if you will, coming up through this tournament?
Mover and shaker was, I was impressed with It's 5 the other day, taking out Top Men. I didn't really know too much about them. I was very familiar with Top Men, but not so much with It's 5. So I was really impressed with them. Obviously down on the lower half of the bracket, you have EMG down there just destroying everybody. So that's really interesting. And I think they beat BL Gaming. I think we talked about them during our national ESL broadcast, and they're a fairly strong team. But EMG beat them. I think it was 2-0. In that match. I don't know the particulars of the exact scores of each map, but 2-0ing a strong team like BL Gaming was fairly impressive. And yeah, so I think that there are quite a number of teams here who are still left in the Cyber Gamer tournament that are quite strong. And as these competitions go on, we're going to get to see who's really the cream of the crop. Right now we say that, okay, we have Pure, we have EMG, VVV, we kind of lump them in there, 20ID as well. But I think it's going to be really interesting once we get more competition rather than just single elimination brackets to see who is really the best. Some people can talk about the brackets and where you get seated, how that determines the results and things. So I think as we see these teams play more, we'll get a better idea of who actually falls where on the hypothetical rankings.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I mean, I've been getting geared up to do these. This point system ranking that we're going to be doing at e-rev, and it's kind of one of those things that I don't feel comfortable doing so until we have a set game type to go by, because it kind of changes everything for these different teams playing different game types. Different teams are stronger at different game types, and so whether we decide to play multiple game types in this map or in this game, if that comes around, then okay, we'll figure it out. But until then, I kind of want to wait around and see what's going on. It seems like CTF is really gaining all the steam here. But I do want to stress again, and through the forums and everything like that, how important I feel it is to properly test all of these game types, even if they're not perfect right now. Even if CTF is the most stable game type currently, it's important to test these other game types so that perhaps someday when we're given those mod tools to fix those game types, we'll know what needs fixed. So I feel like that's pretty important for everybody to remember and to play those game types right now.
Yeah, and if I could cut in here on you want some U4 just got a triple flag cap, as it looks like 5alive Torque will get this C and the A site down. So U4 coming out to a really fast triple flag point capture, as it looks like 5alive has came back, gotten 2 spawn points. 5alive now trying to go for this B, and it looks like they might just get this off. So Five Alive coming back trying to get these triple flag points, and they do. So I mean, just huge momentum swings right now, as it's about 20 to 13 right now in favor of U4. Pardon me, 19 to 15 in favor of U4. As U4, it does not have a single flag point wants them, and they are in a whole lot of trouble. And this is what we see a lot of times. U4 really needs to concentrate, get one flag at a time, not so much concentrate on B. They need an auxiliary flag. Like I'm falling behind Schmitty here. He's on the C flag, going to be taken out by Static and Nicholas. And Five Alive just holding on to these flags for so long. Five Alive having a 10-point advantage right now, and this is really bad here for U4. U4 has got to stop going towards this mid flag here. We saw this yesterday. You need to concentrate on these auxiliary flags, and U4 is just split up all over the map here, Wansome.
They're running into the proverbial meat grinder here. As I think they may actually get a flag here. Smitty, oh, he's going to get taken out by Static. This is just a rout right now, as this has been a 3-cap hold for a good portion here. As they are up 48 to 19 right now, and they are just holding down, taking care of business, as we like to call it here. As Nicholas is going to put down Siege, Death, Torque, racking up the kills. This is just ridiculous here. As it's going to be hard to tell if any of these guys on U4 are going to be able to go positive after this initial burst here coming from this Five Alive team. As this is still a 3-cap rout right now, 60 to 19 here for them. And I don't see this changing anytime soon. It looks like C may be their best chance here for U4 to get a sight, as we're going to have a 2-cap swing here, I think, as or 1-cap swing here. C will go to this U4 side, and we do have B still being fought over just fervently right here, Ted. And as you mentioned, it's really one of those things that once it's taken, there's just way too many places to cover this thing from, and you got to be way out in the open to cap that.
Yeah, and you really need the numbers advantage, and Five Alive was able to do that. They were able to take down all those points and hold it for so long. I'm not sure how much U4 can do, as Baneling gets 2 kills now, 3 kills now, as he's doing really good work. And it looks like U4 is just trying to make something happen here. Baneling doing all sorts of work. U4, Melkor, and the rest of his team is going to get that 3rd flag down. But as I look on the scoreboard here, they're behind, roughly 50 points. They need to really make something happen here.
Yes, sir. We've been to U4's War Room when they were having a little bit of trouble. Let's go take a look at 5 Live. Bobcat, take us away. Let's do some War Room coverage here of domination.
Double doors. Flash it up, they're coming in. Statue, I'm flashing. He's tagged. He's dead. I'm going top office. One's coming double. Chop alley.
Coming on a B out of lower office.
All right, we'll come back to live action here on e-rev TV. 60-plus point swing, or 60-plus point lead here, saying it's going to be nearly impossible for this U4 team to come back from this. As again, they are still down 2-1 as far as the points go, and this is just a runaway train right here for this Five Alive team, and they're at the helm.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of sad to see. We talked about U4 scrimming a lot, having a lot of chemistry, but that's exactly what they didn't have in this match. Five Alive was able to get all 3 points captured. U4 had the 3 points down in the beginning. Five Alive took all 3 points straight back from them, and U4 just kind of folded under the pressure. They played rookie mistake. They couldn't get it done. They were pushing every which way all by themselves, and Five Alive just holding it down, killed them all, held all 3 flag points for a while, and now they're sitting on this lead that's so they almost have 100 more points than U4 right now, and not much that they can do. U4 can't even get the lead here on the flags. They're still at 1 flag to 2, so I'm falling in behind Schmitty. He might get this A flag here, and yeah, that'd be great, but at this point they need all 3 flags. Yeah, I mean, they need all 3 flags for the rest of this match here.
He got naded, so not so much there, as he literally got hit in the forehead there with that nade. So 140 to 62 right now. We'll do a scoreboard rundown for you guys. Nicholas, 26-9. Has 1 capture, 4 defends, doing a lot of work for his team. Static going to be at 16 and 8, 11 and 10 there from Torg. Zim 6 and 9, 6 and 7 from. I'm sorry, Dim and Zeth are going to switch spots there, so they got a pair of 6s, but doing plenty of captures and defends there for their team. On this U4 side, nobody's positive, man. Nobody's even close to being positive. Oh, okay. Smitty has just gone positive here as I finally catch him as he's doing a lot of work with captures. So. The rest of this team, though, I mean, Melkor, the player of the match that we were hoping to see big things from here is 3 and 14. So I mean, that says a lot for sort of about how this U4 team is playing. Perhaps giving up a little bit here. I don't know. This doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, as I'm scrolling through their guys, just spectating them, they just don't seem to be playing with the intensity. I was seeing Schmitty over there. He's just kind of sitting on top of this, comms building because he gets taken out there by Torque. As 5alive again, like a straight quadruple kill. Pardon me. U4 not really doing anything as it looks like Melkor has just lagged out again. Wansum, this is, I don't have any words left for this, Wansum.
It's, I don't know. This it's a rout right now, man. This is a big time victory here for this 5alive team. We're gonna have to get him in here and do a little bit of an interview here, as I don't see any way that this U4 team can come back from what's going on right now. I actually have no idea what the score is that we're playing to right here, Ted. What's the cap here?
It's like 170 to 95 right now, something like that. It's U4 has two flags right now. They had the flag advantage, but I mean it's too little, too late. There's no way they're going to come back from this mathematically. I mean, Hill just said it in game. He's never seen Melkor lag out, in 2 years. But for some reason, every time they play, 5alive, Melkor's lagging out every 5 minutes. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Well, let's take that into retrospect. That also, for the record, it should be known that these two teams have played so many times that pretty much every time
that's true.
that U4 has had a match, it's been against 5alive. So that should be on the record. All right. Looks like Melkor is going to be he's going to be gone. So Melkor is all the way out. And it's not our job to say anything on air, and we're not going to about anything like that. But I'm sure the forums will be abuzz here saying.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what is going on in the forums, the IRC channels right now. Nicholas sitting here with a 33 and 14. This is really surprising to me. If 5alive came out and won this 2-0. Would I say I would be surprised? No. Did I think U4 was going to win it? Yes. But 5alive taking this 2-0? No. The way they took it, yes, I am surprised because I hate to say it, but this really isn't very competitive.
No, it wasn't. Those two teams were on different levels from each other there. So, tell you, I'm going to get somebody from 5alive in here. We'll do a little bit of talk. I'm not going to bring in the whole team. We're just going to bring in one, get a statement, and maybe talk to somebody from U4 here. So Ted, you can talk about baseball, whatever you want. Your blog, make sure you get everybody over there to check that out. So free plug time.
As I exit the game and get completely lagged out. So yeah, so I run a blog on diverse.com, div3rse.com. So check that out weekly. 2 weeks ago, I had an interview with Snatch from BVV, and this past week, I kind of took a look at the national ESL thing, talked a little bit about Fear and Call of Duty Source. So, it is what it is. Hopefully, we see more coverage, more good things happening in the Call of Duty community. Nobody really likes the way the national ESL CTF Cup ended. But, hopefully we'll see a patch within the next week. I know the PS3 and Xbox 360 got patches earlier this week, so hopefully we will see a PC patch later in the week as promised. Yeah, hopefully. We can only hope. Yeah, so how are we doing with 5alive here?
I got Torque. I'm going to pull him down here, get him on the air, and we'll talk a little bit about this match. So let me pull him down here. Torque, man, you're on the air here, e-rev TV. You guys just handed quite the defeat there to U4, CTF, and Domination. We actually had a breakdown from, I believe, from you on e-rev TV with our Preds, as far as, you saying you're not very confident going into this match. But, I mean, you guys had a great amount of chemistry there. You guys played really well. So what are your thoughts on how things went down, man?
It was a good match overall. Luckily, we got some stratting in earlier today, and I mean, it seemed to really help us, and we're glad that it didn't go to demolition.
Okay. Yeah, the demolition is again that that untested game type. So can you tell us a little bit about for the people out there, for your roster change up here, who you guys have playing, where this chemistry came from, and where you guys looking in the future here? As of course you guys have been somewhat in the limelight, the spotlight here. So give us a little bit of an update on your team and what things are looking like.
Well, right now we have Stack, Nick, and I. We've been playing together for the past 5 years, and we picked up Zim just the other day, and he's been doing really well. And Death is actually not supposed to be starting, but since we couldn't get a new fifth in time, we have him playing, and he did a really good job today.
Okay, man. Well, I appreciate Ted, you got anything for him?
No, I think that's it. I was really impressed with your teamwork there on Domination. U4 came out, they had all 3 flag points held in the beginning there. You took all 3 back, and you really held that down there for must have been a good 2 minutes. That was really good teamwork by you guys. I was really impressed.
Yeah, we were scared at the start when they got those 3 caps, but then we sort of settled down and just did what we needed to do to get the win.
Okay, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Congrats on your victory. Good luck to you in the rest of this tournament. I am getting some information. I think 20 ID. I just saw that somebody X-fired me. 20 ID won. I'm not entirely sure who they were playing, but 20 ID moves on. So we'll get all those casts underway for you guys, all that kind of stuff. So to wrap this thing up here, Ted, U4 out of the tournament. 5alive stays alive, man. They moved through dominantly through that second round.
Yeah, and I actually have the bracket up, so I can kind of give you a little bit of rundown. So 5alive moves on, and they will take on It Takes 5, who defeated Top Men. So that's the first quarterfinals match. The second quarterfinals match is between my team Diverse and Pure. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
And you said 20 ID beat Radium. So that looks to set up a 20 ID versus Hubris match. So that should be really interesting. Yes, 20 ID won 2-0. I do not know the exact scores of each map. So that'd be 20 ID versus Hubris, and then the final quarterfinals match will be EMG versus the winner of Dynamic and Deathmatch. So all around, Wansum, I think really good quarterfinals matches, and I am super excited.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, we got a little bit of feedback here in the shoutouts on Xfire. Again, we're working on something new here to help you guys out with shoutouts rather than a 15-year-old IRC program. But got one here from Sacred, who said Demo was the most competitive game type they played yet in this game, and they just won versus Top Men, and it was pure pressure the entire time. So, man, I hope I get to cast some of that, dude. I hope we get to see that. So. Looking forward to that. Make sure you guys stay tuned for e-rev TV, casting all your games. Counter-Strike, StarCraft 2 coming up, League of Legends when it's available, and we're getting back into Han, so you guys can check that out, as that's just a pretty ridiculous RPG game there, or RTS game there. So make sure you guys check that out. And so Ted, thanks for stopping by, man. Always great to have you on the mic. Appreciate what you're doing over here. Ibex for doing some pred work for us. And my man on the video, as always, Bobcat. This dude never gets a break. He's always doing work for e-rev TV, so we appreciate him. So for myself, everybody else at e-rev TV, this is Wansum signing off.